episode of Seeing Depth and Owen Meany. I'm your host, Joe Nivering, and tonight you will get a glimpse of the characters, the action, the setting, and Chapter 1. Now to Petunia Personality for a look at our characters. Thank you, Joe. It's time for the Battle of the Moms. Johnny, our narrator, and Owen, his best friend, have very different mothers, but who is better? Owen's mom gave birth to Owen in a stable family with a mom and dad, while Johnny's mom had a fling and conceived Johnny. Owen's mom never leaves the house, while Johnny's mom goes overnight to Boston weekly. Owen's mom refuses to exit the comfort of her home, while Johnny's mom takes care of his needs inside and outside of the house. Owen's mom is barely present in his life, while Johnny's mom is an active mom to Johnny and is more active with Owen than Owen's own mom, even though Johnny's mom dies an early death. And so, the winner is Tabby, Johnny's mom. Rest in peace. But wait, there's more. Does Tabby exceed her own mother? Harriet Wheelwright has generously provided for her daughter and grandson. She supports Tabby's weekly trips to Boston, but she is strict and not flexible. She complains frequently and cares more for antiques than for the comfort of others. And with that, Tabby wins! Top Mom, Tabitha Wheelwright. And before returning to Joe, let's take a look at the quote of the week. His, Owen's, cartoon voice has made an even stronger impression on me than has my grandmother's imperious wisdom. Page 12. When Mrs. Wheelwright's memory was fading, the only trigger for her to remember Owen was Johnny's imitation of his voice. From this quote, I would expect Owen's Meany's words and thoughts to have some significant impacts on Johnny. Now back to you, Joe. Thank you, Petunia. You'll hear more about Owen and Johnny next with Rachel Recap. Now to you, Rachel. Thanks, Joe. I'm Rachel Recap, here to give you a summary of the recent events. In Chapter 1, we learn that Johnny and Owen have an unusual friendship. Physically, Owen is very small, an 11-year-old boy with the body of a 5-year-old. Owen has a very annoying and squeaky voice that stands out from all others. Adding to the differences, Johnny is from the Wheelwright family, which originated from a higher class than Owen, who is a Meany, a name from the granite industries. Owen is strong in his faith and encourages Johnny during his doubts, especially considering that Johnny doesn't know his father. Owen stands firm to believe that Johnny's father will reveal himself since God is in control. Johnny and Owen are both active in the Episcopal Church. During Sunday school, Johnny participates in the class's game of picking up Owen, a routine that Owen dislikes. However, Johnny and Owen get along very well together. They spend a lot of time together, and they both play Little League Baseball, even though Owen is not very good and Johnny doesn't like the game much. We learn about Johnny's background also. His mom has been traveling to Boston weekly for many years for voice lessons, and during one of those trips, she became pregnant with Johnny. Johnny lives in his grandmother's house with his mom. As Petunia discussed, Mrs. Wheelwright is strict and not the most friendly, and she knows Owen distinctly for his squeaky, annoying voice. We also learn that Owen and Johnny's mom have an unusual relationship that is almost like an infatuation, for Owen compliments Tabby's features and is recorded to be the only one to make her blush. At the conclusion of the chapter, we are alerted that Owen killed Tabby. For the first time in his life, he hit the baseball, and it directly hit Tabby's head, killing her instantaneously. Johnny hears the scream, "I'm sorry!" from Owen, but remains in shock. A suspenseful way to end the chapter, but more coming next week. Back to you, Joe. Thank you, Rachel. We will now hear from Greta Gravesend to fill us in on what type of city Gravesend is. Now to you, Greta. Thank you, Joe. I'm Greta Gravesend, here to inform you about the city of Pocahontas' death. lumber industries and granite industries with that small town feel. Gravesend. Many of the residents of Gravesend are descendants of the original colonists to arrive to the New World, and a large portion of the boys in the town attend Gravesend Academy, a private school. The higher class families, like the Wheelwrights, are known for their contribution to the lumber industries, while the lower class families, like the Meanys, are known for their work in the granite industries. From Mrs. Wheelwright's perspective, the background of an individual's family determines their value and potential. She reflects the American ideal that the original settlers, the original Americans, are the best. Similarly, money equals power is a common ideal, so the higher class of the individual, the better and more powerful they are. This attitude is reflected throughout Gravesend, as well as the real Wright family, and will be seen later on as well. Back to you, Joe. Thanks, Greta. That's all for this episode. Check back next week for some more excitement featuring a new perspective on baseball, an American pastime, or an American murder. See you next time.